Hello dears, good morning and hope you are fine. Okay, so let us start our class or science class. That is, the last class we have discussed about the natural indicators, right? So we done some experiments using turmeric strips. That is, turmeric indicates whether the solution is acidic or basic or neutral. Okay, so that we have already discussed in the last class. Okay, now we are going to discuss about the third natural indicators, that is China rose as indicators. Okay, so China rose indicator. China rose is nothing but a flower that is like our hibiscus, Chemberetti Puville. That is China rose. Okay, so how we can use China rose as indicator? That is an activity given to you. Collect some China rose or budal petals and place them in a beaker and add some warm water. Keep the mixture for some time till water becomes colored. Okay, so now you just take the petals of the China rose flower, that is the hibiscus flower, right? So take the petals only. Okay, so ഈ ചെമ്പരത്തി പൂവിന്റെ ഇതളുകൾ മാത്രം കളക്ട് ചെയ്യാം. Then we have to do add some warm water. So collect that petals and place it in a beaker. Okay, and add some warm water. Then gradually the color of that water will change. That means the petals color, the color of that hibiscus petals will flow into the water will make a color of that petals. Okay, that color of water will become just like what? The color of that petals. Okay, so keep the mixture for some time till water becomes colored. So after some time the water will become colored and use the colored water as an indicator. So that colored water we can use as an indicator. So I bought it for you. That is, this is that colored water, that is the indicator, the China rose indicator. Okay, so this is the solution that I made it for you. That is, I took one hibiscus flower and the petals are collected and then it is placed in a beaker and I added some water. Then after some time the water became like this. Okay, so this we can use as an indicator. So how it will indicate the nature of solutions, that we can see. Okay, so use the colored water as an indicator. So we can use this colored water as indicator. Add 5 drops of indicator to each of the solutions given in the table 5.4. So there is another table 5.4. There are some test solutions: shampoo solution, lemon juice, soda water, sodium hydroxide solution, vinegar solution, sugar solution, common salt solution. Okay, so there is listed the test solution are there, and we can do this experiment using lemon juice and soap water. Okay, all these test solution we cannot bring here. Okay, so I bought lemon juice and detergent solution. Okay, detergent solution and shampoo solutions, you can take either detergent solution or shampoo solution. Okay, so what will be the difference? Okay, see the difference. This is what? When I add a little drop of this indicator solution into lime water, then the color will be like this. Okay, and we can see this directly. Okay, so I take some, this is lemon juice, right? And when I add this indicator solution into this lemon juice, what will be the color change? You can see the color change. This is too much quantity, so that the color have some turbidity. Okay, so you can see the color change. Okay, this is somewhat red in color. Okay, and Another thing. So what will be the inference? Yeah, when the indicator solution, that is China-Ross indicator solution added into a acidic solution, that is here we took what? Lemon juice, right? Lemon juice contains citric acid. Okay, so when we add China-Ross solution into an acidic solution, what will be the color change? Yeah, the indicator color, the indicator indicates that the color of the solution becomes a red, right? So that is acidic solutions will change its color into red. That is, the color change is made by this indicator, that is China-Ross indicator. Okay, so that is how China-Ross indicator indicates whether it is acid. Okay, so whether it is acid or base, so we have to find the color change of base also. Okay, so this will be the color change of base, that is it will turn, the solution will turn as blue color. Okay, so that is here I took some soap water in this test tube and then add some test indicator solution. Okay, so the color will change into green. Okay, so these are the color changes. Okay, so you can see the color change here, right? This is also given in your textbook, that is figure 5.3, China-Ross flower and indicator, China-Ross flower and indicator prepared from it. That is China-Ross is also given here. The indicator solution, that is this solution is in the middle, and acid solution will make a color of red and basic solution will turn into green. Okay, so you can do this experiment by your own at your homes, right? So all of you can do the experiment, that is just take a hibiscus flower and the petals should be collected and then add some warm water to these petals taken in a beaker and use that test solution into different use that indicator solution into these different test solutions, that is 1 to 7 test solution. That all you can get from your homes, right? Shampoo solution you can get, and lime juice, lemon juice you can make, and soda water. What is soda water? Yeah, you can buy it from market, or you can make it from that is soda water. All of you may familiar with soda water, you may drink that soda, right? Okay, so from that soda you just take a little of soda water. Okay, and sodium hydrogen carbonate means it is baking soda. Baking soda is sodium bicarbonate, sodium NaHCO3. This is sodium hydrogen carbonate. This is also known as baking soda, right? Okay, so this is also known as baking soda, that is sodium hydrogen carbonate solution. That solution you can make using baking soda. Okay, so this is also basic in nature. Okay, so you should write the initial color and final color of the solutions. Okay, and vinegar solution also you can get from your homes, and sugar and common salt solution, these all things you can make in your homes, right? Okay, so you should do the experiment, or you should do the activity 5.3. Okay, and you should complete the table 5.4. Okay, this is a homework. This is compulsory. You should do the homework. Okay, if you cannot get the results, you can ask me. Okay, if you couldn't get the results, you can ask me. Okay, and that is the activity 5.3. The results are also, conclusion is given here. What is the effect of indicator on acidic and acidic, basic and neutral solutions? China rose indicator turns acidic solution to dark pink and basic solution into green. This is somewhat, they said that it is dark pink, right? So practically we can feel this is like a red, light red, right? But this color you can identify this is green, right? Okay, so while writing this, you just write this color as pink, right? Dark pink, magenta. Okay, but practically you will got this color. Okay, അപ്പം നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കിട്ടുക ഒരു സംവാട്ട് റെഡിഷ് കളറായിരിക്കും കിട്ടുക. പക്ഷെ ആക്ച്വലി ദ റിസൾട്ട് ഒരു മജന്ത കളറായിട്ടാണ് വരേണ്ടത്. ഓക്കെ, അവർ സൊല്യൂഷൻസ് ഹാവ് സം ചേഞ്ചസ്. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് the nature of these solutions may altered by some other substances, right? മറ്റുള്ള ഈ വാട്ടറിൽ നമ്മൾ എടുക്കുന്ന ലൈം ജ്യൂസിൽ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഡിറ്റർജൻറ്റ് സൊല്യൂഷൻസിലൊക്കെ മറ്റു പാർട്ടിക്കിൾസിൻ്റെ എഫക്റ്റ് കൊണ്ട് സം ചേഞ്ചസ് അതിൻ്റെ ബേസിക് ആൻഡ് അസിഡിക് ക്യാരക്ടേഴ്സിന് സം ചേഞ്ചസ് ഒക്കെ വരാം. ഓക്കെ, സോ ദാറ്റ് ചേഞ്ചസ് will cause the effect of this color change. That is, actually we have to get the dark pink color, magenta കളറാണ് നമുക്ക് കിട്ടേണ്ടത്. But some of these factors will influence the color. Okay, so neutral solutions, that is, will not make any color change. That is, this is a neutral solution, somewhat neutral. Okay, this will not change the color of that indicator solution. Okay, so that is about China rose indicator. Okay, and we have to do some laboratory experiments. That is activity 5.4. It is given, the teacher is requested to get the dilute solution of the following chemicals: hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid, nitric acid, acetic acid, sodium hydroxide, ammonium hydroxide and calcium hydroxide. All these solutions will be available in your labs, right? So we have to check the effect of these solutions. That means this litmus and turmeric indicator and also the China rose indicator. We have to check all these indicators, how these indicate the nature of these substances, that is hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, acetic acid, like that things. Okay, so dilute hydrochloric acid effect on litmus paper, we know the hydrochloric acid means the blue litmus will change its color into red, right? So I couldn't bring the litmus paper right now. That means these experiments we cannot do now. Okay, so the result, I will give you the results of these experiments. Okay, if I got all these solutions from our lab, I will bring it to the class and I will show how the indicators works on these substances, right? Now we can just discuss the result of this, or the effect of these indicators on the substances like hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, etc. Okay, so hydrochloric acid, you know, it is acid. So the effect on litmus paper, we can see blue litmus paper change its color into red, and effect on turmeric paper will not have any change in the color, right? So yellow will remain as yellow. And effect of China rose, we know China rose indicator make a color change of its color to dark pink when acting on a acidic solution, right? So hydrochloric acid, the effect on China rose solution, that is, it will make the color as dark pink. Okay, and sulfuric acid is also like that. Nitric acid is also acid, and acetic acid also acid. So all these things have same effect on this litmus paper, turmeric paper and China rose solution. Okay. And sodium hydroxide is basic in nature. Okay. So sodium hydroxide is basic in nature means effect on litmus paper. What will be the effect on litmus paper? Yeah, if we take sodium hydroxide and then take a red litmus paper and dip that litmus paper into this sodium hydroxide solution, what will be the result? The red will change its color into blue, right? That is, sodium hydroxide is basic in nature. Okay. And ammonium hydroxide is also basic in nature. That also the blue litmus change its color into red. Okay. Sorry, not blue litmus change its red. Red litmus paper change its color into blue when acting on a base. Okay. So that you will not be any confusion. Base will make the color change of what? Red to blue. Okay. And blue to red means it is acid. Okay. So you should thoroughly this thing you should keep in your mind. Okay. So red will change its color into blue when it must act on a base. Okay. And China rose, what will be the effect of China rose on this ammonium hydroxide? Ammonium hydroxide is a base. That means the China rose change its color into green. Okay. And calcium hydroxide, that is lime water, chunambu vellam, it's also basic in nature. Okay. So that also will give the same effect. That is, the red litmus will change its color into blue, and effect on turmeric paper means the turmeric paper will change its color from yellow to red. And effect on China rose solution is what? It will become greenish color. Okay. So that is activity 5.4. Okay, so that is about our indicators, natural indicators. Okay, so now we studied all the natural indicators. What are the natural indicators? Yeah, this first one, litmus. Next, turmeric. And third one, China rose solution. Right? Okay. So these are the natural indicators. And they indicate whether the solution is acidic, basic or neutral. Okay. And now we are going to discuss a new thing, that is neutralization. Okay. So what is neutralization? Neutralization. What do you mean by neutralization? Yeah. Neutralization, we have to do an experiment using some chemicals, but unfortunately we are not able to bring that chemicals into this online class. Okay, so we will do this experiment also when you coming to the labs or coming to the regular classes, right? Okay, നമുക്ക് ക്ലാസ് തുടർന്ന് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ മീൻസ് റെഗുലർ ക്ലാസ് തുടരുകയാണെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് ഈ എക്സ്പെരിമെന്റ്സ് ഒക്കെ നമ്മുടെ ലാബിൽ പോയിട്ട് ചെയ്യാവുന്നതാണ്. ഓക്കെ, ബട്ട് ഇൻ ദീസ് ഓൺലൈൻ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ നമുക്ക് അതൊക്കെ ചെയ്യാൻ സം ലിമിറ്റേഷൻസ് ഉണ്ട്. ഓക്കെ, സോ you just listen to the topic, that you just listen what will be the results or what is neutralization. Okay, that we will discuss here. Okay, we have learned the acid turned blue litmus into red and bases turned red litmus into blue. Let us see what happens when the acid is mixed with a base. That means when acid is mixed with a base, that means here we have, this is what? Basic solution, right? That is China rose indicated this, China rose gives a greenish color, means that is a basic solution. And here this is an acidic solution, right? That means China-rose indicates this color, that is reddish or pink color, that will give us this is an acidic solution. Okay, so when I mix this acidic solution and basic solution together, what happens? If the acidic and basic solution are equal in amount, what will happen? This will become the color of the test solution. That is actually the sorry, here is some contaminations are there in this test tube. Okay, so okay, so this is the actual color of that indicator. Okay, that is China-rose indicator's actual color. So you can see this, both these are same, right? That means when I mix equal amount of acid and base, what happens? The color of that indicators again return, right? Comes back. That means there happens a neutralization. That means we know neutral solution will have no effect on this China-rose indicator. That means the China-rose indicator will not have any color change when it is acting on a neutral solution. That means now the solution become neutral. That means equal amount of acid and base solutions are added together, right? Then what happens? Both the effects, that is acidic and basic nature, cancels each other. Now this solution have no acidic effect as well as no basic effect. That is, this is neither acidic nor basic. It is neutral in nature, right? Okay, so that is how neutralization happens. And we are going to use an indicator you have not used so far. That is, so far we have used but natural indicators, right? Natural indicators, China-rose indicator, turmeric indicator, and what? The litmus. These are natural indicators. And one more thing you have to know, that is, there is not a natural indicator, it is a synthetic or chemical indicator, that is phenolphthalein. We are going to use an indicator you have not used so far. It is called phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein is used in laboratories to indicate whether the solution is acidic or basic, right? Phenolphthalein is somewhat like a solid powder, right? It is a white colored powder, and when it made into solution, then we can use the phenolphthalein solution as indicator, right? So what will be the color change of this indicator on different solutions? That is, we know phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein is an indicator that we usually use in laboratories to indicate whether the solution is acidic or basic, right? So this indicator will have effect on, that is acidic solution. When we use phenolphthalein indicator into acidic solution, what will be the color change? Yeah, when we use phenolphthalein indicator, that is, phenolphthalein indicator has some, okay, so we can use phenolphthalein indicators to indicate whether the solution is acidic or basic, right? So basically phenolphthalein has no color. Basically phenolphthalein is colorless, and when it is acting on a base, what happens? It will have a pink color, right? When we drop some 2 or 3 drops of phenolphthalein into a basic solution, the solution will become pink color, right? And when it is acting on an acid, it will make, that is, the acid that will be given as colorless. That means there should be no color change. That is, when it is acting on acidic solution, that it remains colorless, okay? And when it is acting on basic solution, the solution will become a pink color, right? Okay, so that is about phenolphthalein. And here we have an activity 5.5. This is also we have to do in our laboratories, that means in our labs, okay? That is, we can discuss the activity. Fill 1/4 of the test tube with the dilute hydrochloric acid. Okay, so we have to take 1/4 of this is the test tube, and 1/4 of test tube we have to take what? Hydrochloric acid, right? And note down its color. So hydrochloric acid, hydrochloric acid has no color, right? It is colorless solution. Okay, and note down the color of phenolphthalein solution also. Okay, and phenolphthalein solution also we have to take phenolphthalein solution and add 2-3 drops of the indicator to the acid. Okay, and add 2-3 drops of indicator solution into acid. So what happens? Yeah, there should be no color change. And add the acidic solution a drop of add to the acidic solution a drop of sodium hydroxide solution by a dropper. Sodium hydroxide solution, sodium hydroxide solution, NaOH solution. NaOH solution, it is base, right? It's a base. So when we add NaOH solution into hydrochloric acid solution containing 2 or 3 drops of phenolphthalein, what happens? Yeah, that is, the solution now becomes the solution is acidic, basic, right? That is, we add NaOH solution. So what will be the change? If we add little NaOH, that means we take the test tube and make 1/4 of, or like this. That is, suppose this is what? Suppose this is hydrochloric acid, and we add 2-3 drops of phenolphthalein into it, right? And there will be no color change. And if we add 2-3 drops of NaOH into this solution, there will be no change in color. That means now the majority portion is acid, right? So acidic in nature. So there will be no color or no effect of phenolphthalein on that solution, right? And if we add more NaOH, that means more than this. If we add more than this amount of NaOH, what happens? The solution will become basic, right? Then what happens? Basic solution, in basic solution, the phenolphthalein shows a color of pink, right? So that solution will become pink color. That means now the solution becomes what? Basic in nature. Okay. So when the pink color appears, that time we can find, or we can infer that the solution become what? Basic. That means at first we take HCl, then add 2-3 drops of phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein, we can represent phenolphthalein as pH, right? Or just pH. Okay. So HCl and plus phenolphthalein, then we add NaOH, right? So when the NaOH is an amount greater than this, that is NaOH exceeds HCl, then the solution become what? Then the solution become basic. At that time, it is indicated by the color change from colorless to pink. Okay, so this solution is colorless. That is, this solution is colorless. That is, acidic solution along with the phenolphthalein is colorless. But when the acidic solution then turn to basic, that means the color will change into pink. This pink color indicates that the solution now became base, right? Okay, so that is the color change, or that is the indication by phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein indicates a pink color when it is acting on a basic solution. Okay, so that is here. That is the activity 5.5. Now add 1 more drop of dilute hydrochloric acid. What do you observe? So now the color changes into pink. That means the solution become basic. Then we again add HCl, means we have to we are adding acidic into that basic solution. What will happen? That pink color will, when we continuously add HCl, the pink color will become faint and then comes to neutral. That means then comes to colorless. Okay. If the solution is more basic, that means it will have a dark pink color. When we add HCl to that basic solution, that means the solution now become coming to acidic nature, right? That means the pink color will faint. Okay. So a color, pink color, mangi vanna colorless avunathu eppozhana the solution, either the solution become neutral or the solution turns to what? Acidic. Okay. So that is, it is evident that when the solution is basic, phenolphthalein gives a pink color. On the other hand, when the solution is acidic, it turns colorless. Okay, so you just underline that lines. That is, it is evident that when the solution is basic, phenolphthalein gives a pink color. On the other hand, when the solution is acidic, it remains colorless. Okay. So when an acidic solution is mixed with a basic solution, both the solution neutralize the effect of each other. That we have already discussed in neutralization, right? That means when an acid solution and base solutions are mixed in suitable amounts, both the acidic nature of the acid and the basic nature of the base are destroyed. That means the solution will become neutral. Okay. The resulting solution is neither acidic nor basic. Okay. And touch the test tube immediately after neutralization. Okay. So this is a neutralized solution, right? So when we touch immediately after adding the base and immediately after mixing the base and acid, what happens? We will feel some heat on this test tube, right? Okay. So that means the neutralization in the neutralization reaction, heat is always produced, right? Heat is always produced and or heat is evolved. The evolved heat raises the temperature of the reaction mixture. So we can feel heat, it is warm here, right? So that is, neutralization reaction is always accompanied with the evolution of heat. That heat will heat will raise the temperature of the reaction mixture. Okay. So in neutralization reaction, a new substance is formed. Normally in chemical reactions, neutralization reaction will accompany with the formation of a salt, and along with that heat is evolved, right? Okay. So in neutralization reaction, a new substance is formed. This is called salt. Salt may be acidic, basic or neutral in nature. Thus, neutralization can be defined as. So what is the definition of neutralization? This you should also underline. Okay. The reaction between an acid and base is known as neutralization. Salt and water are produced in this process with the evolution of heat. Okay. So that is neutralization. That is, acid and base react together forming salt and water with the evolution of heat. So just I will give an example. NaOH is a base. You know, NaOH is a base and HCl is an acid. Okay. And when this NaOH and HCl react together, what will be the result? This is a neutralization reaction. Suitable amount of NaOH and HCl are mixed together. It will form NaCl salt plus, that is, this Na and Cl combined together, remaining this OH and H. OH and H will form H2O, right? So NaCl is salt, here it is water, and along with this heat is evolved, right? Okay, so this is a neutralization reaction. Acid and bases combine together to form salt, water, along with that heat is evolved. That is neutralization reaction. Okay. So that is an example of neutralization reaction. So thus we have discussed about we have discussed neutralization and how it is happen and what are the products, that is salt and water along with heat is produced during a neutralization reaction. Okay, so that is about neutralization, and now we completed neutralization. Okay, so we can wind up today's class, and a small portion is remaining in this chapter. Okay, so you should read the textbooks thoroughly and make it clear. The concepts should be clear to you. Okay, so if you have any doubts, you can ask me anytime, right? Okay, so we will complete this chapter in the next class. Okay, so now we are going to wind up and we can meet in the next class. Okay, okay children, thank you.